Hellos, welcomes back everyone. And Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Thalon here, my Imperial agent. And where we last left off, we were doing an interlude part, where we completed the flashpoint known as Aphis. And we are now on our way, continuing the main storyline. We are on our way to the smuggler's moon of Nar Shaddaa, where we've heard, according to our mission briefing, that there may be another terrorist cell belonging to the Eagle. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves underway. We did get our weakening blast from the flashpoint, which would be very nice. It deals additional damage with our poison ticks, and we also unlocked our re-establish range utility skill, which buffs our countermeasures ability. Okay. Nar Shaddaa. In Hut space, we've been very close. We've passed by Nar Shaddaa once in the past, since we were on Nal Hutta. The so-called smuggler's moon is best known for one thing. Anything can be bought here if the price is right. Nar Shaddaa orbits Hutta, homeworld of the Hutt cartel, but exists as a power in its own right. Criminal organizations and legitimate enterprises operate side by side, regulated only by the Hutt's whims. Gleaming skyscrapers house corporations, casinos, technology shops, spice houses, and every other type of business imaginable. Although no other world offers Nar Shaddaa's unique services, the city has a notorious murder and disappearance rate. Gangsters, pirates, slavers, and worse crowd the streets, and Republic and Imperial representatives compete for influence with the local powers. Strangers here should be extremely cautious. Sounds like a lovely place. They recommend you come here between level 20 and 24. We're definitely over-leveled. So, let's go visit. See what we can discover.
This is Watcher 2. I'm receiving your signal. Transmission secure. Nice to have you on a world with modern HoloNet transceivers. You're coming in loud and clear, Cypher 9.
What's the situation?
I'll sum up what we know and let you judge for yourself. Nar Shaddaa is one of the most densely populated city worlds in the galaxy. It's also a major trade hub for criminals and corporations. That's why the terrorists are here. The local cell procures weapons and technology for the Eagle's entire network.
What kind of technology?
Everything from state-of-the-art computer equipment and starship parts to adrenals and combat armor. These terrorists aren't thugs. They're intelligent, coordinated, and well hidden. I've contacted an asset who claims he can help locate them. He's a former operative of ours, effective in his day. When he had to be retired, he was redesignated Watcher X.
What do you mean by had to be retired?
Watcher X was one of our most capable analysts, but he became paranoid, prone to seeing connections and conspiracies where none existed. He was judged unstable and confined to Shadow Town, a Nar Shaddaa slum rebuilt as an open prison. It's where the Empire holds people who know too much. People we might need later. That's all I'm authorized to say.
Send me coordinates and I'll pay him a visit.
Done. Thank you. Shadowtown residents are fitted with motion tracking implants set to explode if they escape. This should keep Watcher X under control. Nonetheless, don't underestimate him. Watcher 2 out.
Okay, a fellow and former member of Imperial Intelligence seems to know about this terrorist cell and is offering his aid. Watcher X. So this seems like it's a pretty important part of the Eagle's network, kind of the supply section. If we shut this down, there should be a major thorn in the Eagle's side. Hopefully we can find out where they're transporting a lot of their goods as well. Might give us a better idea of where else the Eagle has his cells set up around the galaxy. At the moment, technically, the Republic and the Empire are here at the same time, but there is a almost like a truce going on right now, enforced by the Hutta cartel. We each have our own dedicated spaceport. I think we have our own dedicated casinos as well. But that doesn't mean we aren't trying to cause issues for one another. Before we do anything else, we actually have Captain Headley who would like to have a word.
Sir, Captain Headley, Imperial Corrections. Got a fugitive on the lam, needs catching. Was overseeing a prisoner transfer. Weequay pirate name of Vomba. Couple of bounty hunters caught him. Wanted the reward. Somehow Vomba's mates found out. Shut down our security droids. Turned the entire spaceport into a war zone before they made off with him.
This Vomba, what's his story?
Career criminal. Been in and out of a dozen prisons. Likes to hijack Imperial cruisers. Take them on interstellar joyrides. Between the droid shutdown and his cronies, that swaggering git has the run of the terminal. But we've got him cornered. Negotiations ended with a dead diplomat. I'm not having any more of that. Rather someone just went in there and made an example of him.
I'll make sure there are no survivors.
Much obliged. Vomba's gang has sliced control stations throughout the terminal. You reset them, the droids should power back on and do their part. From there, it's just a matter of cleaning up. Go wild.
Okay. So we haven't even introduced ourselves and already we have a heroic mission. So we need to reset the 4 security droid consoles and then gain access to Vomba himself.
Alright, make me look good.
Oh, bloody hell. So we have a bonus mission to dispatch 45 of Vomba's gang members. Reactivate those security droids. The droids will deal with some of these gang members for us. Starting to get some companion gifts already. So there's 2 security droid consoles down on the lower level, 2 on the upper level.
Rise and shine.
Amphibian droid online. Get Leo healed up a little.
Rise and shine.
Oh, the droid's out and now patrolling. Good. Droids online. Ah, Christ. Guys patrolling. Vomba is held up behind this security door here, but the only way to access it is to reactivate all the droids first.
Rise and shine.
Some combat going on. Healed up a bit more.
All right, make me look good.
more gangsters to deal with. And one more droid activate. A fairly long heroic mission, this one. Some combat going on once again. There's the bonus complete. Companion gifts.
All going down.
Oh, all the bots are coming out to play. Nah, I don't want to be famous. Sounds like too much trouble.
All right, make me look good.
Bomba. We finally meet.
Sods who caught him didn't survive the firefight, so they won't need it.
Happy days. I'll be taking my reward. Unleash targeter's headgear and another power relic. Unfortunate. Protocol droid, that's head's been melted. that situation's dealt with, let's not only locate Watcher X, but see how else we can aid the Empire here.
Where do you think you're sending that scan?
Forgive the unorthodox introductions. Moro Visen, head of special operations for the Imperial Diplomatic Service. I need assistance plucking a thorn from the Empire's side. It isn't strictly an intelligence concern, but I hope you'll hear me out.
I didn't come to Nar Shaddaa for the diplomatic service.
Special operations. We're not all talk, you know. I was tasked with gathering allies on Nar Shaddaa. Hutt clans, corporations, gangsters. But one man has resisted our entreaties. Ukabi is the local leader of the Exchange, a galaxy-spanning criminal organization specializing in high-tech vice. Ukabi and the Exchange refuse to join us.
What does the Empire want from these gangsters?
The Exchange spends more money than most governments on spies, slicers, and scientists. Anyone they can't buy, they kidnap. They would have been valuable friends, but Ukabi drugs and tortures my messengers. We need to make an example of him.
Defiance is unacceptable. He should be dealt with.
I want his army decimated, his arms caches looted, his chemical refineries razed to the ground. I want a show of force so overwhelming that no one on Nar Shaddaa will ever deny the Empire again. If you're willing, of course.
I normally avoid public spectacles, but I can make an exception.
The Exchange operates out of the Corellian sector of the city. Your path of destruction begins there. When you're through crippling the operations, you can find me at my command post. I'll be watching the chaos from my chambers.
Dislike being scanned and being co-opted into other situations that may not exactly be part of our mandate here. But it is for the good of the Empire. As long as we're not having to go too far out of our way of our main objective, I suppose. No harm in it.
You ever been to Nar Shaddaa? I can show you the cantinas, get you into the best fights, tour the organ markets. It'll be fun.
Tour the organ markets, hey. We have our heroic mission terminal here. I think there's quite a few heroic missions available on Nar Shaddaa. Yeah, a fair few. We'll keep our eyes open for any quest givers. Some of which are hidden through areas you don't normally visit until the bonus series, I believe. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Either way, before we actually take our journey. We have the two floating casinos. Where is the other spaceport? That is a question. Where is the other spaceport? We'll spot it at some point, no doubt.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
So we have the main promenade, which we'll have to go to in a moment, no doubt. But let's get ourselves over to Shadow Town first.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
If you're playing as a class of the Republic, Shadow Town is the final place you need to visit. Ah, so their spaceport might have been above ours. I see. Yeah, the promenade's kind of a neutral area where a lot of diplomacy takes place between the various factions. Normally you would go there first, but as a player of the Empire, we already know who we need to speak to. It's a high-profile ward.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
So sometimes the Imperials don't necessarily kill their own. They'll keep them carefully put away somewhere in case their knowledge or abilities could be used later. We have a quick travel node, which is actually undiscovered. There you go. We'll unlock that. Thank you.
Step inside. Scan the apartment for important things. Overt threats, escape routes, access terminals. Take your time. Now, look again. Scan for concealed weapons, hiding places. Anything innocent is probably a bug. Anything you don't recognize should be analyzed later. Play the game. I can wait.
Are you Watcher X?
Yes. Formerly Watcher 5, formerly Minder 8. Not that you're authorized to know it.
Got a lot of brass for someone living in filth.
You're a cipher agent. Specializations in disguise, seduction, infiltration, assassination. You're brave to come to Shadow Town. This could be your future. A bomb in your head, trapped here like a criminal.
I'm still not completely clear what this place is.
The people in the slum are spies, assassins, scientists, experiments. Most of us have done unpleasant things. All of us know too much. The Empire keeps us because we're too valuable to kill, but it doesn't want us on its doorstep. Now do you understand?
I think I follow you. Now let's talk about the terrorists.
Of course. You know that the Eagle's terrorists are using Nar Shaddaa as a supply hub, but I imagine you don't know their latest scheme. The Terror Cell is on the verge of acquiring mass quantities of a new genetic modification serum, Cyclone. They plan to distribute it across the Eagle's network.
What's this serum do?
Cyclone increases a user's speed and focus, transforming an average human into a natural assassin. It's also lethal. A minor defect. We need to learn who created the serum and find their link to the terrorists. You must obtain a sample. A Cyclone dose or a user's blood specimen.
Where would I get a dose of Cyclone?
Distribution is done anonymously, but Cyclone is available to the underworld. Gangsters are excellent test subjects. There's an augmentation shop in the Corellian sector, a place people go for fast, dangerous modifications. Purchase the Cyclone there. I can give you an injection to mimic the effects of long-term genetic damage. You'll be slower and weaker, but you'd make a convincing Cyclone buyer.
I'm not letting you inject me with anything.
As you like.
Probably the smart choice. Too bad. Wonder what he would have done to you.
Get to the shop, get me my Cyclone or my blood, then we find the link to your terrorist enemies.
Oh, we have an intelligence profile on Watcher X.
Get the Cyclone specimen. It's the only way to trace the serum to the terrorists.
I wonder why he's offering the help. I wonder if he's still a patriot despite what the Empire have done to him. Yeah, I forgot about the whole bomb in your head. They kind of extra security measure. Let's have a look at a codex entry. Persons of note. Watcher X. No, that's Keeper. There you go. He's an enhanced human. Okay. He's 42 years of age. We don't know his true name. Was genetically altered while in the womb as part of a joint Imperial Intelligence Science Bureau initiative. His family was chosen by the project, and he was subjected to a series of additional procedures during maturation. By adolescence, he showed a keen mind and strong physical aptitude. He joined Imperial Intelligence at the age of 21 and worked at several high-profile positions. Before Operation Undertow, which caused his service to be re-evaluated. Despite his past successes, Operation Undertow's bloody end marked Watcher X as a danger to his fellow personnel. He was redesignated and assigned to Shadow Town. Watcher X suffers from an inability to control his own intellect, compulsively analyzing situations and studying even the most unlikely outcomes. This manifests as acute paranoia and sociopathic tendencies. He feels betrayed by the Empire. I see. So he's not here out of patriotism after all. Oh, he's not helping us. It's given him some edge. Okay.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
It seems both Watcher X and this diplomatic corps want us to go to the Corellian sector. We'll get ourselves over there, and that's where we'll take a break. Normally we would probably clear the first sector during the first part of our visit to Nar Shaddaa, but that heroic mission took quite a while. Might as well start afresh and start freely in the Corellian sector. See what our objectives are, because there's bound to be more people who would like our aid once we get there. And while we're a player of the Empire is heading to the Corellian sector, players of the Republic are heading over to the Nikto sector to deal with the Kintan Kings, I believe they're known as. Oh. We have someone else coming to join us. Okay, so we'll take a break here. Thank you all for joining me once again with some more Star Wars The Old Republic. Apologies for the shorter part, but as I say, we'll start afresh in the Corellian sector, and we'll see what we can find out about this cyclone, this serum that will make even an ordinary human a natural assassin. I wonder if then we can cure the defect. I mean, it's lethal apparently when those who take it, so they must have those abilities for a length of time and then they just die. Maybe heart attack, I would imagine, would be the more common cause of death. But if we can cure that rather lethal side effect, then it might be a very useful addition to the Empire. Either way, mumbling aside, thank you all for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, though, take care. Bye bye now.